guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to tell a bedtime story to you. I know everyone knows this novel is what when I was in high school. This novel is my favorite love story. So today I also want to share it with you. This will be the bedtime story of my beauty. Let's start from the volume, the first volume, and the chapter 1. Chapter 1. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be one of a wise and, however little known, the feeling or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the mind of the surrounding families that it is considered as the rightful property of someone or other of their daughters. So my dear Mr. Ben, said his lady to his one day, have you heard that the Netherfield Park is dead at last? Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. But it is, returned she, for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it. Mr. Bennet made no answer. Do not you want to know who has taken it? Cried his wife impatiently. You want to tell me, and I have no objection to hearing it. This was irritation enough. Why, my dear, you must know, Mrs. Long says is taken by a young man of large fortune from the north of England. That he came down on Monday in a chaise, and for to see the place, and was so much delighted with it that he agreed with Mr. Morris immediately that he is to take possession before Michaelmas, and some of his servants are to be in the house by the end of next week. What is his name? Bentley. Is he married or single? Oh, single, my dear, to be sure. A single man of large fortune, 4 or 5,000 a year. What a fine thing for our girls. How so? How can it affect them? My dear Miss Bennet, replied his wife. How can you be so tiresome? You must know that I am thinking of his marrying one of them. Is that his design in selling here? Design? Nonsense. How can you talk so? But it is very likely that he may fall in love with one of them, and therefore you must visit him as soon as he comes. I see no occasion for that. You and the girls may go, or you may send them by themselves, which perhaps will be still better, for as you are as handsome as any of them, Mr. Bentley might like you the best of the party. My dear, you flatter me. I certainly have had my share of beauty, but I do not pretend to be anything extraordinary now. When a woman has 5 grown-up daughters, she ought to give over thinking of her own beauty. In such cases, a woman has not often much beauty or think of. But my dear, you must indeed go and see Mr. Bennet when he comes into the neighborhood. It is more than I engage for, I assure you. But consider your daughters. Only think what an establishment it would be for one of them. Sir William and Lady Lucas are determined to go, merely on that account, for in general, you know, to visit no newcomers. Indeed, you must go, for it will be impossible for us to visit him if you do not. You are over scrupulous, surely. I dare say Mr. Bentley will be very glad to see you, and I will send a few lines by you to assure him of my hearty consent to his marrying whichever he chooses of our girls. Thought I must throw in a good word for my little Lizzie. My little Lizzie. I desire you will do no such thing. Lizzie is not a bit better than the others, and I am sure she is not half so handsome and gentle, no half so good-humored as Lydia, but you are always giving her not with a thing. Depend upon it, my dear, that when they are 20, I will visit them all. Mr. Bennet was so old, a mixture of quick parts, sarcastic humor, reserve, and cobras, that the experience of their 23 years had been insufficient to make his wife understand his characters. Her mind was less difficult to develop. She was a woman of understand, little information, and uncertain temper. When she was discontented, she fancied herself